So this year's been a pretty exciting year so far. We have a new assistant coach who's adding a lot of depth to our program. Her name's Lindsay LeMay. She comes from Oregon and has quite an extensive background in lacrosse, so it's fun to find somebody that's coming out to the Midwest and wants to bring their experience. So she's been an awesome addition since the fall. Along with that, we also have our largest roster that since I've been here we've had. So we have 19 girls on the roster right now, 7 of which are freshmen. So again, that's our largest class we've had as a freshman group that we've started the year with. And they're a great group. Our focus has been like their athleticism and bringing it to a game. There's varying levels of experience in that class, but overall they have a lot of heart. So we kind of hit the ground running trying to get our freshmen involved this fall. And we also have, out of our 19, we have 9 returners. And 3 of them are our top scorers from last year and also big draw players. So they're a big presence in our midfield. And Ashlyn Jelinek, who is a second-time captain for us and a 4-year starter. She has come into this fall and then started this spring season just with absolute focus and dedication to this team and is excited to be in her senior year and helping us continue to grow. Along with that, we have our second captain, Natalie Dudley, who is a 3-year starter, and she has actually grown from her defensive position into midfield, and she will be helping us out too, and she's really put in a lot of work to kind of come around and move from that defensive side of the game up into the midfield. Along with that, we have Alex Pollock returning, who has been a 3-year starter for us. Or 2-year starter. This will be her 3rd year. She's been a big presence for us out on the field, and just a lot of hustle and heart in that midfield ride and defensively minded. And she also was one of our top scorers last year. So we're excited to have her back. Last year she was a little injured throughout the season. This year she seems pretty healthy and is off to a really good start. Along with that, we have Bree Grace Collins coming back, who's a sophomore. She was our top scorer last year. She also was our top draw taker, which is a big factor in our women's lacrosse game. So she'll be back taking the draw for us a lot of these games and helping us push forward. I'm excited. Last year she was a freshman and definitely had some freshman nerves out there. I've seen some maturity in her already since that freshman year. So she's looking strong, and we're definitely growing here in this first couple weeks of practice. Overall, we're making some big changes to our offensive looks, what we're doing on attack. So as a group, they've really been pushing themselves outside of their box and outside of their comfort zones. Defensively this year, we have potentially 3 freshmen starting back there, along with Lara Sinkovich, who's a junior goalie returning. So we're going to look to her for leadership back there, and we're also going to really try to build a cohesive unit that can kind of grow together. So that's exciting that we potentially could have 3 freshmen playing in that unit out of 4 people back there for a couple years. And we've been really using the field house because of the cold weather lately, but we're supposed to open up this weekend on Sunday with Elmhurst up in Illinois, and looks like we'll get that in. We're hoping it warms up a couple degrees, but we'll be out there playing in the cold and all of that. And then we'll have 2 weeks after that before our winter break trip. This year we're going to Oregon. We'll see Willamette, Pacific, and Whitman. We're really excited about this. It's going to kind of be a whirlwind. We've never done 3 games back-to-back, but as big as our conference is and as much as we have to focus in when we get back, we wanted to kind of just knock out all of our out-of-conference if we could. We also wanted to pick up some more challenging games because we definitely had some good fights last year, but I think that the levels in our conference are so up and down that it was hard to stay consistent. So these 3 teams out in Oregon, I have a feeling are going to be pretty challenging and kind of mirror some of the higher caliber teams we see throughout the season. So I think it will be a good experience, give us a lot of room to kind of grow after that and develop our game. And then after that, we come back. I think we have a game up at UNW that Tuesday when we return, and that's kind of the start of our conference. And then we kind of hit the ground running. After that, it's all conference games till the end of April. So it's gonna fly by. Yeah, last year, it was about kind of learning what our strengths were. We also have 2 freshmen who I didn't really highlight, but we have Kylie Bratz from Minnesota, who has a pretty long record of lacrosse in her past, and then Lindsay Langford, who's from Nebraska, and she too was a pretty powerful attacker. So I think we have a lot of depth this year, and so we want to keep highlighting those 3 and their experience, but we're also trying to kind of find that chemistry, and we've been allowing for more free play to let them find it themselves rather than kind of set plays and everything. So it's probably going to evolve.